What's up guys, my name's Andrew, I'm with Pure Resonance Audio. Today we're going to show you how to connect speakers to the DA2500 power amp and 70 volt and 4 to 16 ohms. Little overview on the DA2500. It is a dual channel power amplifier. So it has two channels, 500 watts available per channel. There is a selectable switch for each channel that allows you to run a channel in 70 volt or low impedance. You can run one in 70 volt and the other in low impedance and vice versa. It is a Class D amplifier and it is a 1 rack unit chassis. So when you're wiring, there's some important first steps. We have to decide if we're going to run the system or the speakers in 70 volt or low impedance. 4 to 16 ohm is what this can handle. Generally, you know that if you're running your system in 70 volt or low impedance because you have worked with a sales rep who has designed a system for you and you know exactly what to expect. But it is important to know that because you want to make sure your switches are set to the appropriate 70 volt or low impedance to make sure it's going to be wired and operating correctly. I'm going to actually show you how to wire things. Well, what you will need is a flathead screwdriver. That's really all you need. And then we have pre-fixed speaker wire that's already cut and snipped back so that we have nice wire to connect to. So I'm going to show you 70 volt wiring first. Here are the two channels. Channel 2 is labeled, channel 1 is labeled. You have an input, monitor, and an output. So when you're wiring your speakers, you're going to be wiring from the output. You're going to your speaker, so you're going out of the unit to your speakers. This is a Euro block or a Phoenix connector. It just pulls out, so I'm going to just pull it straight out. What you'll notice is when you loosen this, lefty loosey, righty tighty, these terminals will open up so that you can fit your wires in. For 70 volt wiring, I'm going to go over here and make sure this switch right here is set to 70 volt. It's just an up and down. Down is 4 to 16 ohm, up is 70 volt. So we're in 70 volt, so we're good to go. Make sure that your red and black wires are following suit to the positive negative on the unit itself. Red is positive, black is your common or your negative wire. So always follow that. So red, positive, black, negative. So it's labeled on here. So my left terminal is negative and my right terminal is positive. So I'm gonna stick those in here. Just gonna hold that and tighten it down until it's nice and snug. So do a little pull test. It's not moving or slipping, it's not loose. Put that right back in to that slot. So now we're wired here. So the other side is getting it into the speaker. For this example, we have a very popular speaker that we have called the C3. It's a little 3-inch speaker, and this also has the Phoenix connectors. They're labeled in and out. So you're going out of your amplifier channel. We're gonna go into the speaker. So I'm gonna take that Phoenix connector out, and it is labeled positive, negative. So whenever I'm putting my speaker wires in, I'm gonna make sure to follow suit. Red, positive, black, negative. Let's do that. Put those in, make sure these are nice and tight, and then we'll do a little test to make sure it's in there snug, nothing's coming out. Awesome. So then I'm plugging this into the input, and that's pretty much all you do. So we have one speaker wired in a 70 volt distributed audio system. I may have 10, 15, 20, 50 speakers on a given system. So this speaker is designed to daisy chain easily, so I can actually go out of the speaker and go to the next input on the next speaker and keep going. But for this example, we're just going to do one speaker. So a little bit of overview, make sure that channel switch is on 70 volt, which we did here, positive to positive, negative to negative. If you were going to be running a system in low impedance, the wiring is a little bit different, but on the amplifier for this example, let's say I'm running this speaker in 8 ohm. So I switched the speaker to 8 ohm. I don't want to be on 70 volt because that's going to cause a lot of problems. So now that switch needs to go down to 4 to 16 ohm. So now the amplifier is set to low impedance, my speaker is set to low impedance, and now those things are matching. There's not going to be any issues. You connect directly to the speaker just like you did before, and then just make sure that your switch is down to the appropriate way you're going to run the speakers, which in this case is low impedance. Reminder, amp and speakers need to be matching. You don't want to run your amp in 70 volt and your speakers in low impedance and vice versa. It's going to cause issues and potentially damage your equipment. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for. Contact our team and let us assist you the best way that we can. We'd love for you to like this video if it was helpful. Subscribe to our channel. That helps us out quite a bit. And we're going to link all this below for you to have that information available. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you need anything at all, let us know and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for joining us today.